Don't just speak.
I know it. Yeah.
Good.
North.
I know it. That?
This is in so Teddy. See it. What?
7.
What? It'd be this.
Hey, Alicia. How you doing tonight, love?
No. Understand? When no. This one's so. This one I called Alan, and it took for
He actually.
the
Yep. One that's been missed a lot.
pay
And what about
multiple.
Alan?
Like
We hanging in
this
here,
one.
love.
Nothing.
So,
Joe. Oh.
was it's at the husband.
They brought up carefully. See me.
Getting up to
They carefully seen you. Carefully seen you do what?
over the window. Laura Profit
Nope, nobody.
pitch. One of war.
Like a look.
Obligate. Also, I've done the just take action.
Ventured.
Yeah, if we got went to number of. Oh,
No matter where you're from, what era you're from,
jumping
this is
and pass on a button
to be able to give you guys
on
a
who
voice. Watch your words.
see news.
Don't lie on me. You watch your mouth.
I was in. 18. John, we got the
Berkeley.
Broden.
On.
Miss Berkeley.
Actually, it's
Hello.
yeah.
Some of them just foul mouth, ain't they? I don't like it. Talk to me. Hey, Alice. No, Pamela's not on right now. What's hot, Summer?
Let's see.
Summer. Place it. She would be in here directly. She's in the bathroom. Heard someone say need help. And Summer, I heard you say that too. Don't be saying words like that. Don't be saying words like that. Yeah, as best we can be. Yeah, I've heard that.
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats. Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Have you ever wanted to listen in on the cops when they say something crazy on their walkie-talkies?
No, I want you to get off my
Breaking news
cellular
tonight.
device.
We searched into the night, says a desperate family after little Darius, just 6 years old, vanishes on an extended family camping trip. How could a little 6-year-old boy vanish into thin air while the adults were watching him play with other children. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Give me one of them.
What was
folders
meant to
of
be a
that,
peaceful
please.
family getaway in the wilderness of
Again.
Alberta, Canada.
Breaking news tonight.
One of them folders. Yeah. Hang on, because this might not be.
Oh, yeah, wait, that one's full.
Yep. One of them probably be all right.
These?
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. Let me. try and
There's one of
see.
those over there.
Where?
On the couch right there.
Oh. I don't see. Oh,
It's in the corner.
well. I'll have you in here anyway.
We searched into the night, says a desperate family after little Darius, just 6 years old, vanishes on an extended family camping trip. How could a little 6-year-old boy vanish into thin air while the adults were watching him play with other children? I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
What was meant to be a peaceful family getaway in the wilderness of Alberta, Canada, has turned into a devastating mystery. The mcdugal family, eager to create lasting memories, was thrown into chaos when one of the young children wandered off.
I have taken the children from a very young age all across the country, RVing and camping. I'm not sure how you lose a child on a camping trip, but it's happened a lot. This isn't the first time a child has gone missing on a camping trip. The parents, the grandparents, there's extended family or family friends there. They were all packing to leave and go back home. And you know, when you're packing up the RV or the station wagon or the SUV, you turn your back, right? You're loading it up, everything's running crazy. But how could a little boy vanish into thin air and be gone so quickly he can't be found? Okay, let's start at the beginning. Listen.
6-year-old Darius on a camping trip with dad, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, dad's girlfriend Buffy, and her daughter Kaya. The family gathers to celebrate family birthdays, camping in Crow's Nest Pass with rivers, creeks, hiking areas, and small islands close to shore where the children love to play.
Let me just start right there because I need to understand the terrain. Joining me an all-star panel, but I want to go first to Stephen Tipper, joining us from Post Media. Stephen, thank you for being with us. Could you let me start with the terrain, where they were camping. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's a very uneven terrain. I mean, lots of different kinds of, from, level ground to high level, mountainous terrain. There's bodies of water there. It's obviously in the Rockies, so it's there's quite a varied mixture. I mean the that they were looking.
Look at
for
those
anything.
trees, Stephen Tipper. Stephen joining us, investigative reporter with Post Media. Check it out, Brian Fitzgibbons. Fitzgibbons, Director Operations, USPA Nationwide Security, who leads a team of expert investigators specializing in finding missing people. Look at those trees, Brian. I mean, what I'm saying is a child gets lost in those trees. That's going to be really hard to find, even with dogs, even with cadets shoulder to shoulder. Did you see that picture we just showed, Fitzgibbons?
Yeah, absolutely. This is rugged terrain, Nancy, and you can see as the thick forest, the dense forest there makes not only the search complicated, but for the 6-year-old child who's missing, he's quickly disoriented once he's separated from his group. So this terrain is possibly some of the least ideal terrain for a search like this to take place.
Fitzgibbons, I worked as a hike master at teaching tree identification, believe it or not, in a national forest. I always had to carry a compass with me just in case. You get disoriented, like you were just saying, in those trees where everywhere you look, everything looks the same. That happens. It's a phenomenon.
Okay.
Dr. Trace Sargent joining us, PhD in psychology, focused on victimology, and in a previous life, search, rescue, recovery expert. It happens. It's a phenomenon. You get in those trees and they all seem to look alike, and you get
People just seem to forget to start with the simplest things first. Okay, you're at a camping site, got cousins, uncles, aunts, mom, dad. She said, loading up the vehicle. I'm sure it's some sort of SUV, if not, like she's talking about a pretty good size one. Before they should have started talking about trees and the terrain and all this, hey, Aldro, they should have been more on top and understand their spot. There's no way that me and Christina could go camping and load up our camping gear and hop in the car and drive out by myself. People say, well, you went camping with her. Why ain't she with you now? Well, that's going to make me look guilty. Like I've done something. They were on a camping trip. Them loading up the vehicle. Hey, Connie, there's no way that only one split second, when you don't have your eye on any of the children, when you got that many people there. They're talking about like a whole family. Somebody, one of them, had eyes on these children. But then, like I said, they won't talk about the terrain and the trees, and when they need to think about the simplest things first. This was 2 weeks ago. Darius micdugal, 6-year-old from Alberta, Canada. This I mean, it's just from what they've said already, don't make a lick of sense. And I believe
That one was not me.
that was a wolf.
Can I go out there and catch it?
No, you ain't going outside.
Oh.
I don't. If you holler again, that was a pack call right there. They could take down them daggum, especially JoJo out there. He ain't about 12 hands. He could do it. They could do it.
Huh?
A pack of wolves could take
You
down.
said JoJo. Who the heck's that?
My horse.
Oh.
Well, one that she ended up getting papers on, but he's not that. He's not. He's not. He's not that very big. He's the dark one. He's the littlest. We hear it again now. Go out there and take his in that situation.
Sorry, guys.
Because I don't know. From the layout that oversees where they were at, like the layout. I'm not talking about overseas. I'm talking about like a drone shining down, with a camera. It would. Hey, Pamela.
Hey, Pamela.
With that many people claiming to be at the campsite, somebody had to see these children. I mean, not every one of them is going to have their eyes off the children at all the same second. You know what I mean? This is kind of like, Pamela says, hey. I can't believe Nancy's just went this route. I figured she would have kicked heels right off the top, because this don't make no sense. Their camping site was a big area right there. And if everybody's putting stuff in the vehicle, and just, they didn't say if it was mom that turned around and looked and didn't see the boy. They didn't say it was the dad yet. Just said he vanished. And we all know that don't happen. They need to think about the simplest things first. In this situation right here, most of the time when something bad happens to children, when there are a large group of family together, a lot of people don't want to believe this, but it's true. You still have a couple of bad ones in the bunch. They may act good in front of you, but you don't know how they've been doing at home. You can't trust anybody these days. Nobody. But a child does not just go missing or vanish, as they say. Now, if they were sleeping, and woke up the next morning and the little boy wasn't there, might be another tale. But it would still involve someone in that family. But that's not what they're saying. They're saying that they were loading up everything into the vehicle and then just vanished.
Turned around, and you don't know which way, where you came from, or where you're trying to go if you don't have a compass, much less a 6-year-old little boy.
That's absolutely right, Nancy. Children at this age don't have the capability and the maturity and the growth of their minds to understand where they are.
Why do you think I just said that it would have had to been a family member do it? It's somebody that knew that little spot pretty well. And I'm sure it's some family members that's been there quite often. And of course, they'll probably blow this up that next thing you know, you got lions, tigers, and bears, all that junk. They need to start with the family and be honest about who all was there. Take each one of them in and start the interrogation right then, not wait. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks ago. I'm sure that some of them's been interrogated, apparently all of them. But if this child is still not found, then somebody in that family is lying.
How to get back where they want to be, they become very disoriented, they become very frightened. Oftentimes they hide because that's a survival mechanism. Oftentimes they cover themselves up, they get underneath logs. Not only the challenge of the terrain itself, but then you have this very, very small child in itself is going to be very difficult to see, even in the best of circumstances.
Oh, this is Darius McDougall, a little 6-year-old boy from Alberta, Canada, went on a no, not summer night. This little boy was 6 years old, and this here is from 2 weeks ago. So I don't know what's come of it yet. I'm just now getting on it, but apparently there was a good bit of family went on this camping vacation here. It says uncles, cousins, all that stuff. Uncle, mom, dad, all, a bunch of people. But 110 Bend is where I'm aiming to go as soon as we're, financially able. I'm going back up there. I believe I've got a pretty good idea to reveal our suspicions. So that is on the to-do list right now. I'll say again, a little 6-year-old boy, Darius McDougall, from Alberta, Canada. Went camping with family and just vanished.
I only made $81. Okay.
Get off my phone.
And to Karen Stark joining us, forensic psychologist, renowned TV radio trauma expert at KarenStark.com. Karen, okay, just for a moment, don't think about the little 6-year-old. Think about the.
Just a second ago, there was 10 on, 7 likes. Now there's 8 on, 7 likes. Now there's 9 on, 7 likes. Y'all keep it even. The ones that's sitting in the back, look here, hey, least you can do is hit the like button. If you like my content, hit that subscribe button too. Be very much appreciated.
It's free.
Yeah, they do not vanish. Okay. Summer Wells didn't vanish. Jack and Lily didn't vanish. Dylan Rounds didn't vanish. Kylie Rodney didn't vanish. You know, when you think of the simplest things first and act on them thoughts, when it's a serious case like this, a missing child especially, you know, like Kylie Rodney, don't know if all of you know about her or not. She had a boyfriend that she liked named Jagger. Anyway, he wasn't no count. He was cheating on her all the time. She went to this party that had a bunch of people there, and they were, a bunch of the boys were boxing and whatnot, and they started hitting her as well. And some of them didn't have gloves and whatnot. They just took it too far. They were drunk and just done her in. But they were still sober enough to try to make it look like an accidental drowning, that she drove her car into the river. Now, I did, hey, Joni, hey, Annie, as soon as I heard about it, I did a session. And she plainly said, in the back of my car. And I said, you know, who put you in the car? And she said they did. Eric, Jagger, and somebody else. Anyway, 4 of them put her plus tax, put her in there. And then one of the windows was down and one of them was busted. And they all 4 pushed her car into the river. Well, it circulated, and then within about 3 or 4 days of that location, Adventures with Purpose found her. You know, it these things help regardless if we really see it or not. Some people do take in consideration of what we say and what we hear here. And then there's some that just wouldn't believe it if it slapped them in the face. But that's their ignorance. Life isn't a happy life. Come on there, you know. Life isn't a happy time now. Thinking about my late dad and my late cats, Jakey and Toby. Bless you, love. Annie. Yeah.
family when they realize he's gone. And I got to get back with Stephen Tipper about this. I still don't get how they're camping. They see him playing with the other children. They're packing. They turn around. He's gone. I'm trying to figure out that timeline, but think about them suddenly looking for him, Karen, and they're upset and emotional, and they're going in.
Now, she just said two things that stand out to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I like her, but sometimes she kind of gets off track a little bit. She backtracks. Now, she just plainly said that they were watching the children at the same time as packing up everything to put, in the vehicle. Then, within a split second, the little boy just vanished. So, if they were watching the children and a few of them loading up the car or truck, who's the one that was last to, get in the vehicle or whatever? Or start asking questions. Where's Darius? Most of the time, the guilty one is going to be the one that speaks out first. We know plain as day that no child, no adult, no teens vanish. I'm not understanding why. Now, she may own here in a little bit. She may shut some of them up, but we don't need to hear about the terrain and things. And this is a bird's eye view right here of, a little water place here and some trees and stuff, and a lot of the open area right here. Even a road between. I know it don't take the paws off of it, but you can see the road up here on the other side of, not the side of my finger, but the other side. You can see a little bit of trees right there. You can see the road. And it just
to the trees, and everybody's disseminating, and it's basically all HELL breaks loose.
Without a doubt, because how can you not be so upset? This is a 6-year-old, their child, their.
I hate to say this, but I'm going to, because it's what it reminds me of. I don't know if any of y'all have ever watched a movie called Joe Dirt. If you have, it's a comedy show. If you have, you know that they left him in a garbage can at the Grand Canyon. And they meant to leave him. Now, I don't want to I'm not making funs of this, but I'm just telling you what it sounds like. Because this is stupid here. And the only thing that's going to get them by for a good while is because they are no towers around to have cameras. Now, if they had somebody had some trail cams up, it might be a different tale. But if you ain't never watched Joe Dirt, watch it. It's silly, it's goofy, but you the part where he gets left and the parents run off, that happens on a daily basis all around the world, all the time. That's a real fact. Then he searches and searches and searches till he finds his mom and dad, and then they don't want nothing but to be in the spotlight. They didn't care nothing about him and still didn't. I'm not saying that's what happened here, but I'm just telling you what it sounds like. Yeah.
Grandchild, their relative and friends, and everybody is searching for this little boy. They would be in a complete panic, Nancy. You would be, I would be. What can happen? Anything.
Well, put Karen Stark up, please. Karen, you and I talked after this happened, and this is just a very small comparison. I've told you about John David when before he was 3, and we were in that giant baby superstore, and I was crouched down trying to find organic sunscreen. Anyway, I stood up, I turned around, there was Lucy, no John David. Remember, I picked Lucy up like a football and started running and screaming to lock the doors up front that my son was missing. Now that you're talking, I've never thought about this before, but everything else seemed to be a blur, like a dark, gray, reddish blur all around me, except for clutching Lucy and running to those front doors. I don't even know why I was running toward the front doors. I guess to try to stop the doors from opening and somebody taking him out. Little did I know he was playing hide and seek with mommy and was a few rows away, but it took a minute to
Again, watching Joe Dirt. That's what they claimed that they did at first. Played hide and seek. Put him in a garbage can and run off. Just never did pick him back up. But I don't know where she's going with this, because this just don't sound like the Nancy I know, she's trying to get the wide out spread of it first before she closes in on whoever she's going to be talking to. I mean, best example I can possibly give. I lived near a lady several years ago. Her husband was a truck driver, and she couldn't get her lawnmower started. So she come over to the house and asked me if I come over and take a look at it. I said, sure. And the first thing I did was take it was a riding lawnmower, a little John Deere. I took the spark plug out, made sure they had gas in it, and I said, this is fouled out. I said, do you have another my mind goes away from spark plug, and I put it back in and fired right off. So that's what I mean, kind of deal of think of the simplest things first. That's the only way I know to describe it.
Find him. But when you say they get disoriented, that can happen because you're so focused, tunnel vision on where is he. You're not thinking about what's happening around you.
And they're like, as you described, Nancy, in suspended animation in a way, because you really don't know what to do. You're not aware of what you're doing. Your heart is stopped. You can't breathe, and you're just panicking. How can you not? That's exactly what happened with you and John David.
This thing has a laser avoidance system, has auto takeoff, auto land,
the world's worst
following
thing
function.
To do right off the top.
It also has a function where you
throw yourself into a big panic.
I'm trying to figure out, though, how he could get away, Karen Stark, and just like that. As a matter of fact, I want you to hear these facts before we analyze any further.
But I know that's what people do. Of course it is. But the best move would be, okay, hold on. Let me think this thing through. I'd walk around and ask each and every one of them who was watching the kids last. And the one that puckers up and says, I did, then there you go. They know something. They seen it, what happened, or seen where they were. This is family oriented right here.
Tonight, where is this 6-year-old little boy? How did he just vanish into thin air? Listen to this.
As the family's packing up to head home, Darius, Kaya, and a cousin are on a small island directly across from the camping area in clear view of the adults. The children turn their back for a second and Darius is gone. Father and grandfather immediately begin searching, going different directions on the small island. They cover the entire area, planning to find Darius before they meet in the middle.
Stephen Tipper joining us, investigative reporter with Post Media. Stephen, again, thank you for being with us tonight. Stephen, I'm still trying to nail down exactly what happened. And I'm not saying it didn't happen. Just
wait. I'm going to break this thing down for you so you can really understand. AMZ. Now, she just got through saying that they were packing up, getting ready to do stuff. That the father and the grandfather freaked out and started looking for the child. Well, they talking, there's 5, 6, 7, 8 people there. Why would not everyone go look for that child? And as of right now, as far as we know, that come out her mouth, the father and grandfather is the ones that freaked out and started looking.
like they're describing it. I remember when Samantha Runyon went missing, she was with her grandma, and grandma was at, I think, the kitchen sink looking out into the front yard where Samantha, 3, was playing with some other children. And a guy comes up and takes her out of the front yard just like that. And before grandma can get out there, he was gone, 60 mph. So it can happen just like that. But I need to I understand the Runyon case. Explain to me again, how did this happen?
Yeah, so I mean, they were packing up and getting ready to leave, as you say. And I mean, you know, they just turned their backs. That's what the family says. And he was gone. You know, Darius is autistic. He doesn't like loud noises or bright lights. And that kind of did affect the search. You know, the searchers did avoid those kinds of things. They avoided.
Asked her to make sure that baby is still doing okay and everything.
Making loud noises or bright lights during the search.
Stephen, I don't understand that. I do not understand how can you avoid loud noises and lights during a search? You've got to call out for the boy, maybe on a loudspeaker, maybe, you know, and as it got darker, I'm sure that they were using bright lights. How were they avoiding loud sounds and bright lights in searching for him?
Right. I mean, to the best of their efforts, I'm sure that they were doing that. There were some sounds that he found appealing as well. He had a favorite song that they would use extensively during the search. They didn't say what that song was, but certainly, you know, there were efforts to try and appeal to Darius.
Stephen, I see what you're saying. Would that be soothing to him, Karen Stark? They were trying to play his favorite, maybe it was a lullaby. They haven't told us what the song was, trying to find him and lure him out.
I think that was a brilliant idea, Nancy, because children who are autistic, they don't necessarily respond to calling you their name. Sometimes they're afraid, sometimes they're distracted, and yet they need to be able to reach him. So playing his favorite song, that might be something that he could respond to. They get easily distracted. That happens all the time. They're impulsive. So, and they get scared. Any little child will get scared, but if you're autistic, you're particularly scared, frightened. You're in the forest.
Joining me now, high profile Seattle.
Says they're in the forest. That campsite had a good bit of clearing there when I first seen the overlook. And the waterway, any of the water was across the road. And it might have been maybe 100 yards worth of trees, but that's not going to probably slow down a child. 10 hours ago. Oh, okay. So I guess what they're going to say is, since you can see that road there, they're going to say somebody pulled up through there and stopped, got out, run through the woods, and snatched him up when everybody was just, concentrating on putting everything back in the car. Which that will be defeated because it done said that they were watching the children. And they gave themselves up right there. They said they were watching the children. Everybody else was loading the car up. And as soon as mom and dad turned around, he gone. You can't say anything more dumb. That is dumb. Now, anybody with common sense would not leave their campsite till daylight. Okay, so since they seen them out playing and was watching them, it's daylight. There's no way somebody parked out on the road, walked 100 yards in there, and seen the kids playing right behind the car where everybody's loading up everything, and some full-grown man walk through, pick up your kid and walk off without somebody seeing it. So that's out of bounds. There's no local homes just right there at the immediate spot. So what they're saying so far is just a bunch of bull. Okay. I ain't believed nothing yet.
Lawyer Ann Bremner. This is her neck of the woods. She's a veteran trial lawyer, legal analyst, author of Justice in the Age of Judgment. Ann Bremner, I want to thank you for being with us. When we were just describing, or Stephen Tipper talked.
I'm gonna retitle this too instead of JD's Live. I'm gonna title it Darius McDougall Spirit Box Session. And y'all share
from
these
Post Media and Karen Stark about playing the music.
And
all I can think,
before I forget about it, when I went and picked Christina up from work, she was talking to me about doing like a kind of like I did when I was under JD's Paranormal, to have, like cards or whatnot, or even for something to pop up and show what, John Southern Vlogs, whenever you click, onto the live show. She's going to be trying to figure anything like that out, how to go about it. She knows a pretty good bit, but if any of you that might know more about how to go about doing some of it, hit her up and let her know. Because we want to do that, and we want to get some more cards, and we found a place, like I said, where we can get us a magnet logo. Um, but we need something when I hit go live that kind of stands out a little bit. Um, so if any of you have any ideas, hit her up and let her know.
Think about Ann is, as I still call him Ann. You haven't seen him in a couple of years, but John David is 6'6" now. But I still think of him as little Lucy and baby John David. And all I can do, Ann, is think about baby John David out in that forest, and I'm trying to play his favorite lullaby or song to lure him out. And a lot of people have been attacking the family and the parents.
That could be so, Alice. That could be so. And that very well could be the way it was. But still, somebody was lying because they said that the kids were being watched. Whoever is the last person to say they watched the kids is the one that I would be pointing my finger at. Yeah, that's right, Annie. We'll be doing that here in the next day or so.
And I really believe that is uncalled for. Just like when I was in the superstore, I was down on a floor level shelf trying to find organic suntan lotion. And
Let's
I
get
wasn't
off lotion
staring right at John David for a
and
good
talk about this child.
To create cherished memories, but amidst the joy, an unthinkable event was about to unfold.
Straight out to Stephen Chipper joining us, investigative reporter, Post Media. Could you explain to me who all was on this camping trip? They were there celebrating multiple birthdays. Who was there?
Yeah, so there's his father, his grandfather, grandmother, the father's girlfriend, and her daughter were there, as well as various aunts and uncles and cousins were all there.
You know, to Karen Stark joining us, forensic psychologist, many people, and I'm not agreeing with them, but I want to address it with you. Many people are attacking the family, saying they just got tired of dealing with an autistic child. I find that.
What is the deal? What is the deal over the last 4 or 5 years that it has to do with just only a autistic child? What is the deal here?
A lot of people can't provide or take care of an autistic child, let alone get tap into their mind concept.
I went to a place before before I ever started YouTube. I wished I was doing YouTube at the time. I went to a tuberculosis center up in Kentucky, in Louisville, called Waverly Hills Sanatorium. A lot of people, a lot of children, a lot of teens and adults got sent up there, and their families just never came back. Yeah. They were over 20 5,000 deaths in that one building. It got shut down because there were only like 12 nurses to like 300 people. You know, if you have an autistic child, and if you're getting tired of that type of situation, like Sebastian's mom and stepdad, we know that by the last thing that was said from the stepfather to Sebastian. He was born that way. They can't help it. But if you ain't got enough grit and backbone to love and support your own blood, don't hurt it. Take it somewhere where somebody does have the patience for it. You know, there's no sense. I'm telling you, I bet you they've been over 600 children missing within the last 4 years that we know of that was autistic. Good deal. So you got father, grandfather, girlfriend, granddaughter, daughter, some and uncle, aunts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's between 8 and 10 people that went on this camping trip. Nothing they're saying isn't making any sense. And it's a daggum shame that we can find out more and quicker through the dead than we can the living at any point in time. The best logic for this child would have been somebody in that family to be like, okay, I'll make sure everybody's busy. You come get him, kind of deal. But they threw that out in the wash when they said that they were watching the children while everybody else was loading up the vehicle. So therefore, that knocks that out. Unless the family just didn't care. Otherwise, like they said, they searched into the night and everywhere else. Your children don't vanish. Yeah, they're very intelligent. So between 8 and 10 people on this camping deal here, the best thing that could happen is that we get no response from this 6-year-old child. If we do get a response from this 2-year-old child, and it'll be rubbing hairs together because it's only been about 2 weeks. With it being 6 years old and apparently verbal, and I did put down, they said a favorite song, little trigger objects to get one going. if we hear something about it, we know the results. So far, we've had 3 this year that we did and were found safe. So, I mean, I always pray that that's what we get every time, but it just doesn't happen that way. You know, if this world was based on somebody's word and really took it at that, I would tell the upper higher, take me out if you'll save all these innocent teens and children. Take me, let them live a good life. No matter how hard times get for us, someone out there is going 10 times harder than what we are. And they feel like they're getting nowhere. We can't judge a book by its cover. But the one thing we count on and can count on is the word of a child. I pray we don't hear anything, but we got to try. We got to see. Because they just beating around the bushes here on this stuff, so that ain't doing us no justice, nor the child. And why just one child? If there were plenty of other children there, why just the autistic one? You see what I'm saying? Why only the vulnerable one? Why not get one of them that's, got a good, stable head on their shoulders and young? But yet, they got to get the one that's got a disability that they were born with. I'm going to be reaching out to a 6-year-old Darius McDougall from Alberta, Canada. He was on a camping trip with his family, and we want to see if we can hear from him. So if anybody in the realm knows of this child, this 6-year-old child, Darius McDougall, please turn his energy toward me. Reaching out to a Darius McDougall. McDougall. 6 years old. From Alberta, Canada. Darius McDougall. From Alberta, Canada. Was last seen on a camping trip with family. Yes, a little boy. Darius McDougall. Sorry, stop that. from Alberta, Canada. If anyone knows or knows of this child, turn his energy toward me. Does anyone know what happened to this 6-year-old Darius McDougal from Alberta, Canada? Darius, yes. Can anyone tell me what's happened to him? Can you see him? Can you hear him? Hang on, love. Darius McDougal from Alberta, Canada, 6 years old. Can you hear me? I'm JD, and I am here to give you a voice. If you don't hush, I'm going to cut it. Let these children speak. Darius McDougal. Can you hear me? I'm JD, and I'm here to give you a voice. From Alberta, Canada. Last went on a camping trip with family. Who was that little fella speaking? Darius? Was that you? You can feel free to answer any of the questions that you know how. Huh? Darius McDougal. If you can hear me, I know that you went on a camping trip with your father, grandfather, your dad's girlfriend. Yes. Daughters, cousins, aunt. Can you tell me what happened, Darius? Shush and don't say that word again. Darius McDougal. Can you tell me what happened, love? He didn't have shoes on? Darius McDougal, 6-year-old from Alberta, Canada. I know that you went camping with your family. What did you say about the grandpa? I just heard you say grandpa. I want to verify something. Stop. I want to verify something so I can exactly know who I'm speaking with. Okay. Now let the child speak. Darius McDougal from Alberta, Canada. Went camping with family. Darius McDougal. Did I want to ask you a question? If you can hear my voice, like I said, I'm JD, and I'm here to give you guys a voice. Did you have a favorite song? Darius McDougal. Can you answer that question? You did? Can you tell me what it was? I don't know if I heard that female talking about the boy or not, but I just heard a female say they owed money. So, Darius McDougal, 6 years old, from Alberta, Canada. You did have a favorite song. You did not have shoes on. Can you tell me what happened, Darius? I can hear your voice when you speak. Sounds cool. Mom was. Did you say? I think. Wait. I think I heard Mom wasn't there. Darius McDougal, can you tell me what's happened to you? Let him speak. Darius McDougal from Alberta, Canada. Do you remember seeing your family loading up your camping things back to leave? Darius McDougal, did you see your family members? Yeah. Loading up the vehicle to leave. Who showed you what? Did someone take you to somewhere in the forest? Darius McDougal. Did anyone in your family take you somewhere into the woods? I am not going to listen to y'all's voice. I'm listening to this child's voice that I've never heard before. Darius McDougal. I also heard you say something about grandmother. Can you tell me what has happened to you, Darius? Did your father take you somewhere in the woods? Darius. Did your grandfather take you somewhere in the forest? Did the girlfriend take you into the woods? What about I suppose would be your sister, aunt, cousin. Hold on, Summer. Darius McDougal. If somebody done something to you, you should tell it, buddy. You said you had a favorite song. Darius, 6-year-old from Alberta. You said you had a favorite song. Who? You did? Who was out singing that song trying to find you? Or did anyone sing it? Yep. Okay. Who was doing that? Do you know who was singing it for you? Go for it. Who's that? Was it a cousin? Was it father, grandfather, grandmother, girlfriend? Darius, I can tell that when you're Darius McDougal, when your family left the campsite, could you see the vehicle leaving? You know, Darius, you can't get in trouble now for anything. So if someone in this family did something to you, you can tell us. And you can't get in trouble in any way. Someone, hold on. I'm trying. Darius McDougal, did someone in your family hurt you? I heard you, Rose, say, yeah, they did. Who hurt this child, Rose? You hear it. Dad said what? Rose. The dad said what? Did you say
What?
Did you say the dad said he was a good child? Or did you say the dad said didn't want that child? Because he was acting up. What were they doing? Just playing around? Does anyone in the realm know where Darius McDougal is right now? Is he close to the campsite? Has he been taken away from that place? Hear how when it's quiet, they're thinking.
Oh.
What do you keep saying mommy for? The dad obviously had a girlfriend. Favorite song? Yeah. I heard a little boy's voice about the age of 6 saying that he did have a favorite song and that someone was singing it. And that he don't have no shoes on. Who hurt or who did something to this child? Darius McDougal. And Darius McDougal, remember, I'm JD. I'm just here to give you a voice, love.
Yeah.
You can say it anything you want, good or bad. Dad, what about Dad? Did Dad hurt you? Rose, let him try to answer. Darius McDougal, remember, you cannot get in trouble for anything anymore. Can you tell me who did something to you? Go ahead. Who did this? And do you have a family member named Junior? Darius McDougal. Keep going. Well, you almost had your voice out to hear everything that you were fixing to say. It takes a lot of energy to speak. You can use mine as well. I mean, if you're still missing, I would like to be able to find where you are so we can tell someone. Now, I don't know if this is from another case or not. Not Pamela. But I heard someone say found inside of something. Darius, I would really love to know who hurt you. Who was the only one? Was the dad the only one that hurt him? They both did. Together. Could it been father and grandfather? Could it been a cousin and the dad? Or the girlfriend and dad? I understand people went hunting for him. And I understand it may be clean. But you also got to understand that river, if water was involved, it may have a current to it. Then again, at a campsite, could be some loose dirt that would be easy to dig and cover someone up. You know. Does anyone know if Darius McDougal, 6-year-old from Alberta, Canada, Is he close to the campsite where him and the family went? Out more? Were you in the forest part? Well, Darius, I'm not going to give up on you. Oh, yeah. So, off tomorrow. I'm going to get the answer out of him, or one of them, one way or the other. One of the family members has done something to him, and the reason he's saying mom, more than likely, because the mom wasn't there, the dad had a girlfriend. So more than likely, when whatever was happening to Darius, he was hollering for his mama. But we're not going to turn this loose. I'm gonna try again tomorrow during the day. Yes, she does have to work. She got to be there at 1. So as soon as I get back from taking her to work, if you're home, whatever, it should be around probably no later than 2:00. Jump on here, and I'm gonna retitle this one as part 1, and then tomorrow part 2. If they're giving us this much tonight, they'll give us more tomorrow. And this little fella here just don't understand why or what's going on. And someone else keeps saying something about Junior, and which could be an uncle or cousin or whatever. I did hear got killed. He didn't even have shoes on. He did admit that he did have a favorite song. I heard something about old money, but I don't know if that's in this situation. He did agree that he went camping with his family. And I said, did Dad do anything to hurt you? And he said, Dad. But now, some people can take out of context. Now, he may have been brutal to him at home, just not at the campsite. And when I asked the question, we don't know if he meant good night, love. We don't know if it meant at the campsite or at home when he was getting maybe abused, whatnot. But he keeps saying mama. And I bet you a nickel that was what he was hollering whenever he realized he was in trouble. He was hollering for his mama. And of course, mom didn't ever come because went on vacation camping with his girlfriend. This is going to be another sad one, guys. But anyway, like I said, probably around 2 o'clock tomorrow. Just keep an eye on your devices. I love each and every one of you, and I will see you already today in a little while. After a while. Love you guys.